The time for creating and editing Catalyst proposals is over. Now it's time for the community reviewers to review the proposals on Catalyst. If you enrolled as a community reviewer, this is a video you must watch with everything you need to know about the community reviews, with the guidelines you should follow to do your reviews, and also how you can check and evaluate the proposals that were assessed to you, what happens if you assess other proposals, and of course as well a timeline of the time you have to review community proposals. So basically here we have the calendar of Project Catalyst, so important to update you. Of course, we already had the launch of Fund 10, we already had the proposal submission and edition part of the Fund 10, and now we are at the community review stage that started on July 20. Now, if you are a community reviewer, it's important to take a look at the specific community review timeline that we have here. So the registration started at June 29th and it finished on July 17th. So basically, you cannot register to be a community reviewer anymore for Fund 10. So if you haven't registered, unfortunately, you won't be able to register anymore and you won't be able to participate in the community reviews, which is a shame because the community reviewer role is very important. And it's also a way that you have to gain some ADA for your work, for advising the community and evaluating each of the projects. Then we have the community review period for L0, level 0 and level 1 community reviewers. That is from July 20 until August 3rd. So if you're a level 0 or level 1, and it will explain you what are the requirements, but basically you should have got an email with the level that you're on. You need to review everything and do all your reviews before the 3rd of August. So don't get caught up with that date. Don't leave it for the last and just try to do as much as you can until that date. That's very important because afterwards we'll have the moderation period by level 2 community reviewers. These level 2 community reviewers will just check flagged reviews to check that everything is okay and to check there is not any kind of unfair reviews or too harsh reviews done by the community reviewers. Because after all, the community review process is open to everyone, so definitely needs to be some control to make sure that people just don't try to gamify the system with community reviews or are not just harmful to other proposals because they have a proposal in and things like that. And then finally, on the 21st August, we'll have the end of the community review period with all the community reviews that were approved available for the community to check them and to consider them before voting on the proposals. You'll get your community review rewards on mid-October, so after the voting process. Basically, let's now check what are the changes from Fund 9 to Fund 10 in terms of community reviewers. And let's check more specifically and focused on the roles of community reviewers at the different levels of community reviewers in this Fund 10. Basically, as stated and as you saw, there will be 3 roles, level 0, level 1, and level 2. Level 0 and level 1, community reviewers will just review the proposals, give feedback, and assign a score between 1 and 5. Okay, for each of the 3 criteria, that is impact, feasibility, and value for money. We'll dive deeper into these criteria and in the guidelines very soon. Then we have level 2 community reviewers. They'll be like community moderators. They'll just perform a moderation function to just check the reviews that are flagged by Catalyst scripts, and also check random reviews, randomly allocated, to make sure the reviews do make sense and are properly justified and are not just random reviews. But how were reviewers classified and how did reviewers got into each level? So basically we have level 0 reviewers. We have more than 1,900 registered reviewers for level 0. They are all new reviewers and less experienced, and they'll be allocated an initial set of 30 proposals to review. The level 0 reward is split between all level 0 reviewers, and there's a max limit of 17 ADA per review, but depending on how many people are reviewing, it can be lower. Then we have 217 registered level 1s for this Fund 10, and these level 1s are people with at least 10 previous reviews and 70% valid assessment rate. They will be allocated an initial random set of proposals, up to 80 proposals to review. No one is obliged to review all the proposals, but of course, if you do, you'll get a higher set of rewards. Okay, rewards are fixed at 33 ADA per allocated review, and any additional reviews that level 1s decide to do are drawn from the level 0 pot of rewards. Okay, so they will be paid from that level 0 pot of rewards. Then we have level 2 reviewers that have at least 20 previous reviews and have a valid rate of approval of their reviews of 80%. And currently, there is no max allocation of reviews. It depends on the number of reviews that they will have. And level 2 reviews can also receive the max of 5 ADA per flagged review. So every review they check, that should be fairly fast. They can get an ADA, a 5 ADA for each check they perform. For level 0s and level 1, I think it's important to remember that you should search to be empathic in your reviews. Actually look to put yourself in the position of the other person. They can just be making mistakes because they don't know better. They are doing a proposal for the first time and they are doing their best, but still they don't really know what they should do, and they can making some mistakes for that. And actually search to give them like positive criticism on how they can improve the proposal, what they could add to make it better, to make it more attractive for people. I think that could be very useful for them to grow and to try again in the next fund, especially if their proposal doesn't get approved, and to be able to do better. You can also review proposals that are outside of the proposals that were allocated for you to review. Okay, but of course that will be given a lower score in terms of rewards if you do that to the proposals you were actually allocated to do. So optimally you would review your 30 initial random proposals, and then if you want to review a few more proposals you enjoyed, you can do that, but of course the rewards you'll get for that will be much lower or even zero. So that's important to consider, and this is a feature created by Catalyst so that people don't just go on and support their friends and give them all the good reviews. Instead, they will randomly get projects selected and randomly review those projects. We've talked a little bit about rewards, but here we have the All Fund 10 rewards for voters, but also community reviewers. We have here community reviewers level 0 and level 1, with level 0 getting up to 70 ADA per review, but they can get much less depending on how many reviews. Level 0 reviews are being generated by the community, so that's important to consider. Then we have level 1 community reviewers that will get 33 ADA per review. And then we have the level 2 community reviewers that will have up to 5 ADA per checked review. Okay, and then they are invited, as we said before, to assist with verifying the milestones for the projects, that they are really fulfilling their milestones. And here the rewards are much more interesting, with 200 ADA per verification if the project has less than 150k of ADA requested, and 300 ADA per verification if the project has more. So really interesting values for sure. And the good part is, of course, you can progress in the different levels. So for example, if in this fund you start as a level 0, you can review proposals and grow to level 1, and then from there you can also grow afterwards to a level 2. So it's really nice. So even if you're not getting as many rewards as level 0, it might be worth it to do the work, to have some reviews and some track record, and then be able to become a level 1 or a level 2 community reviewer, and that's much more beneficial. So how can you check your allocated reviews, and how can you do your community reviews? I think that's really important. So basically, I'll show you a simple demo of how it's done. You come here to idea scale and you should have your account because you've registered as a community reviewer. And then once you have your account, you can come here to the top menu and you can come here to home. Okay, here you'll have all these parts with all the proposals, submit your idea, etc. You can click on N, that is in case my profile photo, and this is myself. Okay, and I've done some community reviews, as you can check here. And basically you can come here to the profile details. You can edit your profile details. I'll just blur the things that are not important. I'm a level 0, as you can see here, and if I scroll down, I have here the projects I should review. Okay, be very careful with this. You don't edit this part at all, because if you edit, you might just delete some of your allocated reviews or some of the allocated projects for you to review, and in that case you won't be able to get all your rewards as you wanted and planned. And of course, you should not add extra rewards or extra projects, because they already know what kind of projects you are allocated, so it won't make any difference, and you might mess everything up and mess how the system will calculate your rewards. So just check these rewards, do them one by one. You just need to click here and click on the reward, and then you go and you'll be taken to the reward to do the review. So do them one by one, and if you want to check anything else and to review other projects that you found interesting, or projects that you think would be good to Cardano and give them a good review, you could just get there and do your reviews. Or otherwise, if you find projects that you think wouldn't be good to Cardano and would be just a waste of funds and a waste of funds from the treasury, you could also get there and give them your review. In addition, you just need to search the project here, or search in the catalyst in the fund category, so you don't need to add them to your allocation. They will know that you have reviewed those projects, so don't worry. And then to review, just come here to the bottom of the project, and you just you have here each of the categories that you should give a level, okay, from 1 to 5, and you add your community note here. And then once you're done with each of them, you just save each of them and your review is done. Okay, of course there are some guidelines for reviews that you should check, and I'll show you here the guidelines as well, and I'll leave the link in the description for you to check them. You can come here and see, for example, what is the community review guidelines for level 0s and level 1s. Okay, and this here has a very comprehensive guide for you to check. You need to check in terms of impact, feasibility, and resources, value for money. In impact, the question is basically if the proposal has the potential to provide a positive impact to Cardano, and how much of an impact will it give. The second one is if the proposal is feasible, if you think the team has the capability to deliver the project successfully and to manage these treasury funds properly to get things done. Then of course you have if the proposal represents a good value for money for the treasury and the community, or basically if you think that the money invested there will bring returns and will make sense, and if you think everything is well explained where the money is going to be spent. But yeah, as I said, you need to give a rationale for each of these 3 main sections that should be considered when reviewing. So don't forget to add your rationale there, even if it's a 5-star review. And here of course you have what the stars mean, from very poor answer to great answer. And below you have an explanation for the value for money, okay, and also feasibility and impact. And here you can see if you think the project is good or not. I'll leave the link in the description for this for you to see. So I think that's going to be very important to guide your reviews. Just take a quick look and a quick read at these resources, although it's pretty simple to understand what they mean. And then for level 2s, for level 2 community reviewers, the criteria are a bit different. They will check the flagged reviews, okay, and then on the flag, they need to check the length. So like blank reviews and reviews containing less than 150 characters will probably flagged for people to check. Reviews that are very identical or similar to the previous ones will also be flagged so that people don't just copy paste all the reviews. And then if you have abusive language or content, that's something also passive of being reviewed. And of course, if there's a high level of AI generated reviews, that's something that the scripts also check for so that people don't just go through AI and give me a review of this proposal and they just don't think about it and just want to get the rewards. So yeah, basically, community moderators, the level 2s will get allocated these random reviews and then they have to review it, and it should be a fairly fast process. They can see which flags and which problems were raised by the scripts, and they can confirm if this review should go through or if it should be eliminated because in fact it doesn't comply with the criteria set in the beginning of this guide. The things to consider as well is like if you believe that this is not the person's own opinion, it shouldn't go through. If there's too much profanity, if it's too similar to other reviews, or if the rationale doesn't correspond to the given score, that wouldn't be good as well, or if the rationale contains a false statement. But of course, level 2 community reviewers should definitely also go through this document to understand better the process of community reviewing these flagged reviews. Finally, after finishing this part of the community reviews, we'll have the voters voting on the proposals. Okay, voting registration is currently open, as we can see here, until August 18. So don't forget to register, and especially re-register if you were registered for previous funds, because in this fund 10 you'll need to re-register to be able to get your ADA rewards for voting. That's very, very important. Okay, and because of that, I'll leave you a video on the final screen for you to check that is all about voting registration. We explain you everything you need to know, how you can register, re-register, and also explain you what are the wallets that will give you the rewards, the wallets you can vote on. We have a live list there, a link to a live list there with all the information you need, so definitely a video you should watch. So on my side, I hope this video was useful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the video about voting registration. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to be updated about Cardano Catalyst and if you want to keep getting great videos on Cardano.